world never stops evolving. Science and technology have become an important part of life. However, without direction, evolution, no matter how great, will bring about problems of development and the environment, waste as well as water pollution, causing ecological instability. How many people would realize that the essential treatment for the problem is as simple as using natural mechanisms which can create long-lasting ecological balance? It appears that His Majesty King Bhumibol Adulyadej has taken great interest in this issue, as well as attempting to prove the effectiveness of employing a natural healing process.
ไม่ทรงสนพระทัยที่จะนำเอาเรื่องเทคโนโลยีอย่างสูงลงทุนอย่างมากนะครับโดยมุ่งที่จะใช้ขบวนการธรรมชาติเข้ามาแก้ไขธรรมชาตินั่นเองนะครับผมได้มีโอกาสได้เดินทางไปออสเตรเลียกับที่สหรัฐนะครับที่เทนเนสซีแวลลีย์ก็ได้ทำรายงานถวายว่าได้ไปเห็นระบบน้ำเสียโดยใช้ระบบการกลั่นกรองด้วยหญ้าเนี่ยนะครับระบบที่2ที่ได้เห็นมาคือใช้สระขนาดใหญ่เป็นที่ตกตะกอนซึ่งตรงกับพระราชดำริพอดีรับสั่งบอกว่างั้นไปลองไปหาที่ดูนะครับเพื่อจะทำการทดลองทดสอบว่ากระบวนการต่างๆระบบต่างๆที่เรียบง่ายอย่างนี้สามารถจะทำที่เมืองไทยได้หรือไม่ทรงตั้งเป้าหมายพระราชทานเป้าหมายไว้ว่าประมาณสัก1,000 ไร่แล้วก็มีโจทย์อีกด้วยรับสั่งบอกว่าให้อยู่ใกล้ริมทะเลก็ไปรับทราบข่าวมาว่าในจังหวัดเพชรบุรีนั้นมีพื้นที่ที่แหลมพักเบี้ยเนี่ยนะครับแต่เป็นที่ว่างเปล่าอยู่เราก็เลยได้ที่นี้มาถวาย
In the past, Phetchaburi province was faced with a serious pollution problem. Untreated garbage and wastewater were disposed of directly into the Phetchaburi River, causing what was once a sacred waterway for performing royal ceremonies and the main artery nurturing the lives of the local riparians to be highly contaminated. The river is like a patient with a grave illness, difficult to cure. To make matters worse, an aquatic nursery along the muddy beach in Lampak Bir sub-district has now undergone destructive intrusion and drastic environmental change. This once rich muddy beach area was facing a deadly fate, with Pakbir, a symbol of its ecological richness, disappearing. Coincidentally, the wastewater problem in the Phetchaburi River, together with the deteriorated condition of Lampak Bir, make this place an ideal location for research on garbage disposal and wastewater treatment, which corresponds with His Majesty's theory of using nature to heal nature. In 1991, the royally initiated Lampak Bir Environmental Research and Development Project was started on 642 Rai by the sea in Lampak Bir sub-district, Ban Lam district, Phetchaburi province. More than 3,600 cubic meters of wastewater from the municipal area, which was once directly deposited into the Phetchaburi River every day, has now been collected in a wastewater pond at Klongyang Subdistrict. This is where the first stage of wastewater treatment has taken place. Wastewater with 200 milligrams of BOD per litre, composed of stones, sand and garbage, will be detained at the detention area and conveyed through an 18.5 kilometre pipeline to the treatment system at the royally initiated Lampak Beer Environmental Research and Development Project. There are 5 treatment ponds, a sedimentation pond, 3 oxidation ponds, and a polishing pond, placed in a series ranging in height, thus allowing the wastewater to overflow from one pond to another to be treated. At the sedimentation pond, solid waste and suspended substances in wastewater gradually fall down to the bottom of the pond. The liquid waste slowly overflows to the first, second and third oxidation ponds. Simultaneously, natural sewage treatment begins. When the sunlight reaches the water, algae starts the process of photosynthesis, producing oxygen for microorganisms in the water to develop and then digest the pollutants. The wind blows past the water surface, helping to increase oxygen in the process of wastewater treatment. By the time the water from the first oxidation pond overflows to the second and the third ponds, the liquid waste will have been about 85 to 90% treated. It now flows to the polishing pond and remains there for 7 days until the water is purified. Dirty water with 200 milligrams of BOD per litre will now become clearer with less than 20 milligrams of BOD per litre remaining, which is below the wastewater standard. This shows that the wastewater has been treated to become good water and can finally be conveyed to a natural source or mangrove forests. From careful growth monitoring and weight measurement of Julian's golden prize carp, silver barb and Nile tilapia raised in the oxidation ponds and the polishing pond, it is found that fish are fully grown and can be cooked and consumed free from diseases and without any toxic residue. This is proof of the quality of wastewater after having been treated. Currently, fish, which is the product of this research study, have become a new source of income for the locals, although it's incomparable with the knowledge gained on the benefits of treated wastewater. At the same place, another natural means of using plants in wastewater treatment is the use of chlorophyll.
งานอีกชิ้นหนึ่งที่พระองค์ท่านต้องการอย่างยิ่งก็ส่งเจ้าหน้าที่ไปดูงานที่ออสเตรเลียคือการใช้หญ้าบำบัดน้ำเสียคือเราเอาน้ำผ่านในแปลงตั้งแต่หัวแปลงให้น้ำมันไหลก็ไหลไปเรื่อยน้ำมันจะซึมบำบัดน้ำเสียข้างล่างด้วยเป็นเทคโนโลยีอย่างง่ายๆนะครับใครๆก็ทำได้
The filtration can be done in 3 ways. The first is the use of grass and plants to filter waste. This experiment uses 3 kinds of grass: star grass, calla grass and coscross grass, and 3 kinds of plant: Cyperus corymbosus, cat's tail and Indonesian vetiver. The size of the experiment plantation is 5 meters wide and 100 meters long with a slope. The bottom is covered with 20 centimeters deep coarse sand. The surface is covered with soil or clay mixed with sand at a ratio of 3:1. The treatment process starts with releasing waste water from the sedimentation pond into the grass field or plant plot. The water is kept in the plot for 5 days and then drained, leaving the soil dry for 2 days. The process of keeping the soil alternately wet and dry stimulates microorganisms in the soil to grow and change the organic substances in the wastewater into inorganic substances which the plants can absorb as food. Besides, oxygen released from photosynthesis helps clean the water. The plant growth recorded at 2 meters for cat's tail and almost a meter for the grasses indicates the amount of food nutrients or waste in the water which the plants absorb, helping their growth. At the same time, the water becomes cleaner.
2 เม็ดครับ
The second experiment model is intended to study the effects of treating wastewater using the method of constructed wetland, which was built to resemble a natural one. In this experiment, Cyperus corymbosus and cat's tail were used to filter wastewater. A filtration plot measuring 25 meters by 5 meters was filled with coarse sand and a mixture of clay and sand, like those in the first experiment model. This is a closed system. That is, wastewater is detained and added to the plot daily in order to maintain its depth of 30 centimeters. The treatment method is similar to that in the grass filtration system in that the reaction between the plant and the soil causes the absorption of food nutrients from the wastewater. The results of these 2 studies showed that the quality of wastewater has improved. Also, toxic substances and heavy metals in the water were reduced, resulting in approximately 10 milligrams of BOD per litre, thus making the water environmentally safe when discharged into the mangrove forests. In order to avoid the decomposition of dead plants and improve the efficiency of both wastewater treatment systems, plant growth was controlled. That is, plants were cut when they were 90 days old, and grass was cut at 45 days old. After that, they were weighed to get data on growth.
5
Then, the cut plants were examined. It was found that they accumulated small amounts of toxic substances. As a result, they can be used safely as animal fodder and raw materials for basketry and manufacture of other products.
威望内。
The final wastewater treatment using green technology was mangrove forest filtration. In this system, wastewater was diluted with seawater. Meanwhile, the roots of 4 mangrove trees, Avicennia alba, Bruguera cylindrica, mangrove, and Cereops decandra released oxygen used by microorganisms to decompose organic matter in the wastewater.
รูเล็กๆอันนี้นะครับเวลาน้ำทะเลมันขึ้นเนี่ยนะมันจะท่วมรากตรงนี้เลยนะรากพวกนี้จะจมลงในน้ำในช่วงนั้นเนี่ยเราจะเห็นว่าในน้ำเนี่ยรากพวกนี้จะปลดปล่อยออกซิเจนออกมาพวกในดินนี้นะครับเนี่ยดินพวกนี้นะครับมันจะมีพวกจุลินทรีย์เล็กๆเนี่ยนะครับที่อยู่ในดินพวกนี้เนี่ยเพราะฉะนั้นจุลินทรีย์เล็กๆพวกนี้เนี่ยจะได้ออกซิเจนที่ปลดปล่อยมาจากรากซึ่งเป็นออกซิเจนที่ละลายอยู่ในน้ำเนี่ยนะครับเพราะนั้นพวกนี้สามารถที่จะมีกิจกรรมต่างๆในการย่อยพวกสารอินทรีย์ต่างๆเนี่ยไม่ให้มันหมักหมมอยู่ในน้ำมันเกิดเน่าได้อันนี้คือวิธีการที่ป่าชายเลนเนี่ยช่วยในการที่จะทำให้น้ำไม่ดีเนี่ยหรือว่าน้ำเสียเนี่ยเป็นน้ำดีได้
All of the processes mentioned above are effective wastewater treatment systems using natural means. The simplicity of the technology makes them a real alternative, reducing the heavy investment costs in today's wastewater treatment systems. A study on making compost from waste by means of landfill in limited areas such as concrete boxes and wells was established according to His Majesty the King's Royal Initiative. This study was different from normal fermentation process in that it saves space, reduces unpleasant odours and enables the waste to be reused. The first step in the fermentation process was to separate waste. Solid waste was to be recycled, toxic waste was to be treated properly, and organic or liquid waste to be used in the process to produce compost. Next, organic waste was fermented in a 2 by 3 by 1.5 metre concrete well. A PVC pipeline was connected to the well to remove water from the fermentation process to be treated properly. Then, alternating layers of 660 to 670 kilograms of waste and layers of 210 kilograms of red soil were placed in the fermenting well. 3 layers of waste were used. Each was compressed by foot tightly. After the last layer of red soil was placed on top of the waste, it was moistened with 30 litres of water every 7 days to hasten the decomposition process by microorganisms in the soil. Meanwhile, the red soil, which is iron-based, helped improve the effectiveness of the decomposition and reduce the waste odours. After 30 days, the waste had fermented to become compost. Then, after being sieved to separate the undecomposed parts, the compost was used to fertilize trees or could be used to increase the mangrove area in the future, according to His Majesty's Royal Initiative.
ตอนนี้เทคโนโลยีทุกอย่างเรียบร้อยอย่างนี้แล้วก็ไปไกลประเด็นที่หนึ่งก็คือที่เรื่องน้ำเสียก่อนแม่น้ำเพชรบุรีซึ่งเคยเป็นแม่น้ำชั้น4ชั้น5เดี๋ยวนี้อยู่ชั้น2อาจจะมีชั้น3บางจุดเมื่อก่อนทาน้ำประปาไม่ได้เดี๋ยวนี้ทาน้ำประปาได้น้ำเพชรบุรีตลอดเส้นทางนั่นดีขึ้นแล้วนั่นความอันที่1อันที่2ก็คือเรื่องที่2ก็คือการบำบัดน้ำเสียเนี่ยเราสามารถจะใช้หญ้าใช้พืชน้ำได้แล้วก็เอามาใช้ประโยชน์ได้ที่ไฮไลท์ที่สำคัญอันหนึ่งคือป่ามันเพิ่มโดยอัตโนมัติเมื่อก่อนไม่มีอะไรเดี๋ยวนี้ต้นสะแหมติดไปหมด
An increase in the density of mangrove areas, the restoration of mangrove wildlife, and the return of the ecological balance have clearly proven the effectiveness of His Majesty's theory of waste and wastewater treatment by using natural means. Moreover, the Phetchaburi River, which was once spoiled, has been restored and can nurture life as before. This has ensured the success of the project to solve the problem of municipal waste and wastewater pollution.
โครงการนี้ก็เป็นอีกโครงการหนึ่งที่ยืนยันถึงแนวพระราชดำริของพระองค์ท่านที่พระองค์ท่านมีความห่วงใยเกี่ยวกับเรื่องสิ่งแวดล้อมหลังจากที่ดำเนินมาเป็นระยะเวลาหนึ่งแล้วนะครับขณะนี้ก็ประสบผลสำเร็จในระดับหนึ่งแล้วเนี่ยโครงการนี้ก็จะดำเนินการให้เป็นต้นแบบที่จะเผยแพร่ไปในที่ต่างๆต่อไปครับ
Nowadays, the royally initiated Lampak Beer Environmental Research and Development Project, according to His Majesty the King's Royal Initiative, has become an invaluable resource for people of all levels and occupations who would like to study waste disposal and wastewater treatment technology. It is also a model of a study and research centre, which can help solve waste and wastewater pollution problems in other regions of Thailand. Up to now, the royally initiated Lampak Beer Environmental Research and Development Project has been continued in order to accumulate new knowledge. The project's success has confirmed that it is presently the best technological model in solving wastewater and waste disposal problems by using natural means. All of these have been a result of His Majesty's royal wisdom in implementing natural mechanisms to create benefit and new knowledge for the country.